Okay, abusunya be makwa abasonko so edeba POG Media so. Abusunya yembonra yensemu. Petitioners na mo petition President Mahama say on remove Chief Justice Torkornoo. After say Chief Justice Torkornoo obeye sa na press release no. Ene oma file defamation suit against Chief Justice Torkornoo a omoche say Chief Justice ede ensembi to omoso esanso egu omoni ma say intino omo the Chief Justice akwako pimu ewo courta enye asem keto akra intino Chief Justice Torkornoo de afie wape ensem amane ho papa mumye nko na yenkonko ti ensema ekoso Solomon ede ehonsem bibiri ababetu mumye nko na yenkonko ti on subscribe ya subscribe like na share ma afufron so ensa into me enkabi and don't forget to click on the notification bell send be ya any update be ebe drop bi ano onsa ebi to me aka medamase.
I can respond questions maybe sound.
But I want to admonish Mr. Ofori Akogo any the other petitioners say or say ya omo drag mamin before court.
Wait, misdemeanor
No. Wait for defamation.
Oh, what defamation? What go money must say? I make us say and go for him who the petitioners are.
But the above one thing.
They ought not to have been known.
Mami naba what the audio Mr. Ofori try no. What the what that's spending about 14 minutes on Mr. Ofori. Such a noble man.
This will be a hunya petition here.
And wo jada yakayaka die.
Will be a
wo jada die ope. Mr. Ofori, opposition no you through on the Bawumia.
David.
What was said the Amodi Yadu court to Nanya or a stakeholder in this country? You cannot be a stakeholder in Ghana more than Mr. Ofori or be your investment. Talk on an investment said, oh man. Young Kotia to say judicious a Mawa year vacation only Ukunoni Obiani Tumiko. Yeah, can say official trips. You are not supposed to travel with your husband or any family member.
Official trips.
Official trips?
That was all can be said for security reasons. She can't go alone.
Alone with you. And not today you say, oh, qua. One officer of the state, bodyguard, and a bodyguard, and me, the passport, nil. This about Akra Momuda.
Ofarenko.
Nanya, the other in the Kurin in Bakui. And the mammy, or the bodyguard, number didn't call trips here, and Kavisa and Momubi. And you pay him, Nibi. That is what they're talking about.
Obi here say ye bema adwemu yare ayarehwe ehia no em say ade no wana anye
my test say live you crime advisor respond mo be fa dia de ehwe de eko
me pacho if you na you see government respond but I'm surprised they are
I was also of the view say
me pacho you take here bind there no why
penny force the jawa na dey aso no say some of these things no o man
pattern and respond there na bind
there be o man slide there abind there e Ghana for abind nya NDC for na e omo
wa be to ni o matu
o man all can e was say
ayi na in fact why
ye nya a perspective nationalistic
of course
ujai we mane kwa eno no be form an opinion
the baby I think me name by adwene ye say what you just said esuraban na sunu party send this in respond a different
no we
a government for all of us
your mind nyina dia and mind you say say ujai asem to ho a na wo amani muaya e be say your silence would have meant consented to dear obeka any
na say eno so na che say omumi enu so age committee na dwuma yo
abi say Mami way is leading committee no the original ne baby what you say the committee in the baby jina be dwam no mo sha say omo so ye public discourse there then now it is a committee no
kan ho
tempted to make public what ought not to be public.
Exactly.
The committee ne there omo nyina baby omo jina nemum abai wo asudie da ne so say oman no se de asha monsa
e di jaware
de aso enti dey na mo ka fa ho ama omanfo
propaganda
so say maame no the propaganda ne nyoma a ode agu badwam ne nsem a enimu nyinaa no waka
aka ni nyina
ɛna wɔyɛ several accusations ɛti aban
ano ahye o
accusations na ɔyɛ no ɔho na me ka biribi sɛ ɛte sɛ deɛ yɛde ma kɔ court na mabɛgyina public sɛ court na yɛde ma kɔ
why would I do so?
nyansa nim abababo bi ani
That will be the basis for me to play such a call. I have never spoken to the Chief Justice in my life. Second, no government official has placed such a call. If individuals in their private capacities, in their private lives, believe that they have a relationship with her and want to call on her to act to one or the other, it is a personal decision that she would have to take. But government or the president cannot force her or even suggest remotely that she should resign. So that must be placed on record. To be fair to her, I don't think that she said that any government official has asked her to do so. So we must also correct the records as they stand. Yes. Yes.
The first time the Chief Justice leaked her own response before getting to the president. The second time, she chose to hold the presser and level serious allegations against the government. Do you suspect that the Chief Justice has an ulterior motive to paint this government black?
Well, I cannot ascribe any motive to the Chief Justice except to express regret over an act that may appear to violate the Constitution. But I don't think it would be fair to ascribe any motive. As I said, she has every right to adopt any measures she believes will aid her make her case, except that we all know that it is better to do so using laid down processes. Beyond that, I don't think that anybody can ascribe any ill motives to her. We have a responsibility to correct any misimpression created about how the president has acted. That is the responsibility that I am discharging today. That is all that there is today. Indeed, if there had been no references to murdered judges and the venue, which is a state facility, or some political vendetta or agenda, I will not be addressing you. If it had been purely based on sentiments about the outcome of some court cases or even the process that the committee is using, we would have no locus to wade into the matter. If the committee is minded and they have a way to engage the public, so be it. But I have only addressed you for the sole purpose of correcting what is a false impression that there's some political agenda at play, or that the venue has been chosen for purposes of intimidation and as a way of using some dastardly occurrence in the past as a psychological tool to wear anybody down. That is what we decry. We don't think that it has any place in this discourse. It is most unfair, most unjustified, most unwarranted. And that is the reason why I have been compelled to speak to you to clarify that matter. Thank you all for coming.
mu hwɛ sɛ adan na send nipa wait me a judge kra o Ghana in the first place na senka mpese ya odi akwa kodru pempenso afi no waba be ye chief justice cause so wo hwe nyoma e koso judiciary ho especially at the Supreme Court edu baby omo ankasa ho nipa eye kanda pa ba bonten be kan say the way amoye nyoma yi mo ahwe ya mo be ma bojabu ma badako san say mo ya mana be ye say ase MPP for na hyemo achi say munye wei oh Ghana hanum na yen time fansem enye asem oh yen fansem onya asem say yen pese yakoye nuanom oh enti Torkornoo me no ka say ye beko mu na bia me ofase bi ana say me baby
rebusuani
akọ ena no meti ya me kama asem bi ena me ofase bi afre me oh papa no kura no ne buy me girlfriend
oh say connection
me ofase a me ti radio so amani abre
of am pesa of so just send connection
kama asem no na I texted me say oh office urgent please let's talk oh
oga say me here bi
asem bi I make asem ni here me pa o afi me pona me friend also of we dey what say my we na papa no cry na ne buy me girlfriend and I'm say hey I want now dey duro
oh how no na ba bi
oh enti say no just omo wari a me nko bi no
unko say wo fa so wari unko
na me wo fa say wari na megu wari ya
enti say wo fa say wari obi say Gabi ocheda akoba be hu ne say
hono me ye busua asema frim na me politics me chem se ne chese nyame mpangu mum chese Gabi be me makonta
ana se Torkornoo bitima ye
kronfo be me makonta se me ofase no wa hwe kronfo abusuam no woko
onye kronfo aya okan wa che no wawia
enti Gabi ye PDS na ni Ghana
Bawumia na PD
anaya na
you see one thing about Gabi ni say mo share that one ni say that guy is so smart say he does not commit
because this madness
paperwork and no you see
because this thief
what here
they like thief
what here there na you cover no what here jako on the Mary
but what's it
hey what's one no na bra ya ti committee na Gabi swati another committee on the Akuffo do what Gabi ai bi o what committees o mo go di Mary edwano or edwumanyo ho no massa swat different headed by Gabi na Gabi no instruct
that's what why
I don't know what change Akuffo say until one in your capacity as who
anyways
and me you watch change Akuffo no say as a fatano
I me patch her sound in my Facebook they are still complaining patch
you know I think say Torkornoo asem na abeto dwa no I wish say nka enye say bia nipa etie ya we should treat it with the most contempt it deserves. But if we want to be serious as a country like I've proposed, itemize BBBA a crime and I say bia a misdemeanor and I say bia intolerable behavior you bet me gina so they are punishing na kayen hwehwem san say like I've repeated and ni say sebi obi a ono na asem ewo ahemfie a ye ka no ono be gina badwam say asem a ye ka no ahemfie no me ma adwene nie and you must as well boycott going there and go we in kwa council so say isan say misusu say ntancha bebenti no me boycott my attendance me de eko eye committee in any no. Also, I've always described a very group in Ghana say me are very lawless lawyers. No. Akuffo say a lawless lawyer. I mean every MPP lawyer is a lawless lawyer. But Mami Torkornoo was show a very high and gross level of lawlessness by way of speaking to the public what should be in camera. I think it's an indictment to not just her person, but
very bad.
the state.
Violating constitution.
And, you know, I think before a matter, a hardware, then show how we can delve into it and deal with them. So, and can no make me free. Make me just a small teaser be.
Na yanko break him
about adwuma bi a nyame ya aduma menim da mo be ma me na ka meba we are discussing details cocoa board adwuma no
Friday
da ben
Friday
etiare mo nye flyer
kwa me be
na mo ma atiefo nyina hu se nyame ya aduma Friday
there no be one before the main discussion
na yen delve into cocoa board
and some ho
pa
in the Friday
amanfo ahyeda committee apam ho awie o man sika twitwiridie in excess of 230
cocoa board.
Yes.
All na boy you do no.
36 to 66 million dollars.
Yes, it is dollars.
Million dollars. And it's still counting. Under the guise of cocoa rehabilitation project.
See, you paid in an area.
And you know, now say me call cocoa foam, the cocoa foam ako 13.
Okay.
Yeah. The previous cocoa board no. A high contractor say onkoye adwuma. Adwuma na omo high ni say onkoye no. Wanya adwuma no enso wadisika no. Aban we buy no instead say oye hwehwemu no oyi sa contractor ni si nchen no. Minua Randiabe. Minua pa Randiabe. Osade adwuma no asa akoma sa company no. Who say ye be to aba no. Cocoa farmers no me no na na eba efia. A omo si etwa mu cocoa agu na ye nnua. Kwesi ade ye twa mu because 13 different farms e Central region. And timide ayi ni nyina videos ni nyina ma. Na me ya adoma efiada no etiefo nyaso na omuntie de ekoso e wo cocoa board.
So na ye hwe
de ntia na epoku namu a ne buafu a wo kasa anya sese bi papa ngoma so manum de ntia ni yem me mpese bibi bia beba e be gudo Mahama animu ase because nipa no ba kono ade man wanye de na chese de ode man fufu obetima ye nti anu ya ade a ehu hia me papa nti na me ya adum efiada mpacho me nu ha be time be
yes share time no
and we won't come at you for muna make a date say you free be make a date
if you are there 30 minutes 3:30 to 4
3:30 to 4 asempe tia nti
on 30 minutes in so
mehwe asempe tia because ma konfo bebre mu
enfo no ba ku bia 5 minutes class wa
konfo mako and still counting
e betima ye
bia nyame adom akina
e betima ye from 3:30 to
akina be ko Eastern region kaka
4:15
me ko o papa side ho
achim
ba bia
okay
Akuffo ni won
e wono
nim se ho no me ko no mo fa nya galamsey dia
she said it me because me Osuno in the heart of the town and kasa you took a heart like you see that you come you
very Torkornoo
it is a Joe Forcing company no a ferry neck ne mad no mo ye aduma nyame ya aduma efiada
okay
me pese Ghana fo be kom me ma Ghana fo ahu oni ni dwiri mo de adi na onkofo a omo aye omo adwen se omo ehyehyɛ omo achi se ko kan esa ewim nkofo ehye omo achi no
sa na zangofo
awu de jai se duru ho a efiada na ye be bom ama Ghana fo nyina ti.
Okay, abusunya we ne ensema ekoso ewo political highway ne so eye Chief Justice Torkornoo and a petitioners no SU no ewo quarter enye asem keto akora beda masesa mo je pene kokoti za ensem we and my POG Media so beda mase